A day's gone by, it's early in the morning, let's go ahead and discuss the travesty that happened yesterday with the Arizona Cardinals and Green Bay Packers game because a lot of us still don't know what's going on. I think it's safe to say behind the Washington Commanders game, that is the worst game we have seen all season by far on every single level, including the coaching staff, and it kind of just leaves us with a big question mark. Like, where do we go from here? Are we legit contenders? Do we have a chance to potentially get to 7, 8, 9 wins? What's our ceiling? What's our floor? I really don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and discuss yesterday because, again, like I said in the video, injuries were crazy. Obviously, that has nothing to do with the game. We're gonna go ahead and talk about that too because there are so many concerns. Like, you just let your brain refresh. Like, going into next week, which is a big time win, like, we need to keep winning. We can't drop to 2 and 5. You guys remember who got hurt? We had Marvin Harrison Jr. concussed, James Conner, Evan Brown, who was our starting left guard. Sean Murphy Bunting hurt his neck. It's not like he's producing much on the field, but like, still, regardless, that is a big time loss if he's gone. Or maybe it's not, who knows? LJ Collier had a stinger, Joey Blount had a hamstring, and then Starling Thomas went down as well towards the end of the game. So it's like, there's just so many injuries that are piling on, and these are a lot of starters. The only one who doesn't start is Joey Blount. Everybody else is a starter on this team. Now, Marvin Harrison Jr. is concussed. He's probably going to be fine if I had to guess. If not, he's going to miss one game at the absolute max. James Conner, I really don't know. I mean, he was good to go, but he ended up coming in the game fumbling, didn't really produce much. Obviously, the adrenaline's kicking in. Maybe that's the factor why he kind of just felt nothing, was able to run it off, tape his ankle up. We'll see what happens with that. Evan Brown's ankle, then obviously LJ Collier with the stinger. There's so many like things where you're just watching your defense collapse in front of your eyes basically, and you already don't have a great defense to begin with. Thankfully, Darius Robinson's window has been activated, so we should be able to see him in the next couple weeks, hopefully this week, because we kind of desperately need him. We have no edge presence. We have no inside presence. Like, our front four, and because Nick Rallis loves to blitz four, it is four. Front guys really don't generate pressure, and because of that, I mean, we're kind of screwed. I would be lying to you guys right now if I said I wasn't concerned. Like, the Cardinals have to figure a lot of things out, especially with all these injuries that piled up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And then let's go ahead and talk about penalties, because this was one of the most undisciplined games I've ever seen by the Arizona Cardinals. We were jumping offsides continually. We were holding, especially Sean Murphy Bunting on the defensive side. Our offensive line was holding as well. Just super undisciplined football, and that has not been a thing through the Jonathan Gannon era. This is the first game that we've kind of seen that. Obviously, it's bound to happen, but it just can't happen in a game like this because it slipped away from us and we never had a chance in it. We kind of bounced back. We scored 10 points to end it, and then we got a field goal. It was like 13-24. Then Sean Murphy Bunting held the guy on like 3rd down, I believe, or 4th down, I don't remember, and then he got scored on. And after that, it was really ball game. All momentum shifted, and we really didn't have a chance. But just penalties, man. Like, all game long, you're not going to win games if you keep committing penalties. I don't think that's going to be a problem going forward because it hasn't really been a problem in games past. I think it was just a slip up. It was a fluke. Like, you can't be perfect every single game. So I'm going to cut them slack on that. But Drew Petzing, I'm kind of sick of you. Like, genuinely, I think it is time to pack him up. I know it might be a little premature, but I think his play calling is just so predictable at the NFL level. Like, substitutions, you know what's going to happen. Like, as Cardinals fans, as soon as we see Amari DeMarcado or Trey Benson, we know what's going to happen. Trey Benson might get a carry 99% of the time. Amari DeMarcado will not. He's there for pass protection, and that's about it. When Amari's in the game, we're going to pass it. When Zach Pascal comes in the game, we're probably going to run it. Like, it's just a common theme. Like, it's just so many predictabilities. And then Marvin Harrison Jr., you got to expand his route tree. I'm watching Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas just get, like, open field and running multiple routes, and it's just completely different from the way we're utilizing Marvin. Now, obviously, defenses are toning in on Marvin like he is a wide receiver one. Obviously, as they should. But Drew Petzing, you're not really being creative. In the offseason, you were listed as one of the most creative offensive minds in football, and we have not seen that so far. You have to unlock this offense. He's not fired right now, which makes me think he's not going to, and I think this game right here should really be a test, and he should be on the hot seat. If he's not, I would be a little concerned. Touching on something that I have seen on Twitter all day and yesterday long is Kyler Murray. Why do you guys think Kyler's the problem? Did we watch the same game? Because without Kyler, we were going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Like, if you take Kyler Murray away from this team, we are one of the worst in the entire NFL, if not the worst. We're probably walking away with the #1 overall pick if you sub him for Clayton Tune. Kyler Murray is a great quarterback. He's making good reads. He's the only reason the ball was moving yesterday in the first place. Like, him and Trey McBride, you take away them two, and we are nothing offensively. The run game was non-existent. The receivers really weren't separating. Like, Trey McBride in the middle of the field was kind of the only thing and the only option Kyler really had. And he still made do and had a pretty solid game. I'm not saying he was perfect, but, like, it's not his fault. Like, you can clearly say this game is probably the least on Kyler Murray than anybody on this team. Maybe Trey McBride takes one. Kyler Murray's right under there, #2. The line wasn't blocking. Receivers weren't separating. Drew Petzing was calling an awful game. And then at the end of the day, Kyler Murray was marching when he had to. It's also very difficult when the defense just back bends every single time and the Packers can score a touchdown at will. Cardinals defense isn't fantastic. The injuries aren't helping, and we're in such a bad spot spot right now, so I really don't know how the rest of the season's gonna go, but the optimism will remain. But we just gotta keep riding this thing out, man. Obviously, we know this was gonna be a tough season. It was gonna be very wishy-washy, but I still think we have a chance in every other game. I think we can get to 8 to 9 wins still. It's a long season, man. The front end schedule is very difficult. We knew the Packers were a better team coming into this, but the Cardinals, it was just pathetic yesterday. Really didn't show a fight, and it's just unfortunate. And another thing I do want to touch on too is that we kind of saw the offensive line collapse. It didn't look as strong, and I think a big part of that is because we lost Will Hernandez, and that is probably a massive loss that kind of went under the radar. Not only did it affect the run game a lot of holes were not opening, but the pass protection did not look as good either. Like, it's just such a massive loss. It sucks that he's gone for the year. The Jonah Williams is out too. You basically lost the entire right side of your offensive line. It just feels like things are collapsing, man. And as a Cardinals fan, it's just unfortunate that we continually have to deal with this. It's just depression after depression after depression. I think the offense will pick things back up. I think we'll kind of find our footing, but it is very unfortunate because especially with Evan Brown going down, we literally might have 3 starters dropping. We have Froholt and Paris Johnson for sure probably playing next week, barring anything else. But losing the entire right side and then Evan Brown going down, it's just, things just aren't going great. Just unfortunate, man. With that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video, man. Let me know down in the comment section below how you guys feel about yesterday's game after sleeping on it and letting a day sink in. Do you still feel the same? What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways? What do you want to see going forward? Also, if you guys are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, man, that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.